Let's start by importing our data. This is our data. I want you to spend some time understanding the data. I want to remove the null values. I'll click on column 18, then shift down to the last column 30. Then I'll go to remove columns. Let's check if you have blank rows. So this is okay. Then we are going to load and apply. So our data has been. Okay. Let's import our budget numbers. We're going to select the budget and transform our data. Okay, so with this data we have empty rows. We are simply going to go to home, then remove empty blank rows. Then we close and apply with our budget and our data. Next thing we're going to do is to edit our canvas. Let's go to formatting. Let's go to settings. Let's go to canvas settings. Make this custom. Let's make this 780. I'll make this 1340. Then the alignment, let's make it in the middle. I will click and that's okay. Let's change our canvas background to be dark gray. So we'll leave it this way. The next thing I'm going to do is to go to insert, then get a shape and paste it here. I'm going to use this one. Come back to our background. It seems not applied for some. Okay, I think because of this transparency, I need to bring it down to reflect. So our canvas is working now. Let's come back here. Okay, click on this. Get to shape styles. Let's make this 15. Then fill. Let's make it white. Then let's remove the border. Let's reshape this. I'll copy this and duplicate this as well. Let's make this smaller and duplicate this in 4 places. So this is in 4 places again. Let's copy and duplicate another one and resize it. I'll put this one here. Let's go to insert a shape. Let's go to shape and style. Let's make this 7% and let's rotate this to 270. Then we'll reshape this and make it white. Let's bring in our icons. Go to insert and go to images. I'll open this now, Power BI. Simply reshape this. I'll bring in my other icons and reshape it. Put it here. And this will be here. Then we're going to add text to our dashboard. Let's add text to our dashboard. I'll make this bigger, 24. So we'll make it bigger and we'll make it bold. Let's add a text title to each of our KPIs. So net revenue, profit by product. And the last 3 are revenue by country, revenue by segment, and by product as well. Let's create our KPIs, and we're going to start by creating a metric table. Let's go to home, enter data, enter one here, and let's call this metric table, and we load. This is our metric table. Okay, so this will be our actual revenue, and we're simply going to sum up the our rows, multiply by our rows, the sales price by the unit sold, then minus our discount. So this will give us the actual revenue. In a similar version, we are going to create another measure and call this cost of sales measure, and similar to what we did, multiplying our manufacturing price by the unit sold. Let's create another measure and call this measure actual profit. This measure will take our actual revenue minus our cost of sales that we already calculated. The next measure we're going to calculate is our actual profit percentage, and this will take our actual profit and divide it by our actual revenue. The next measure we are going to calculate is our total units sold. We are going to sum up the total units sold column, and this is what we have done here. Let's delete this column 1. We no longer need it. Click on the 3 dots and delete from model. Yes. Let's create our visual. Click on this second icon and click on this. Select actual revenue. Now we have this. Let's clean this up real quick. You can go through the visual settings that we have here, but what I'm going to do is to click on the element that I want to correct here and add this directly. Clicking on the actual revenue, then turn off the label. I'm going to click on this background and turn off the background and turn off the border as well. Then I'm going to change my padding and make it custom. I can make this to be 0 value and this to be 0 value as well. Let's click on the text. I want to change this text. I will change display unit to be none. I'll make it to be 20. So go to size and style and remove the background. Then let's go back to our number. Let's make it bold and we can resize it. Let's do further editing. Click on the actual revenue. Then go to your measure tools, change this to comma, change this to currency. Then we change this to British pound. Then let's remove this decimal. When this is done, we copy this and paste it. Let's take the copy here. We need 2 more of this. So copy and paste. So we have copied and pasted for the 3. Now let's change this value. This is our total profit. We deselect this and we select total profit. So we need to format our data the same way we formatted the net revenue. However, our job is way easier. I'm going to click on this and turn off the label. Then I'm going to click on this. Then the display unit to be none. Then text font to be just 20 and make it bold. So this makes our job easier. Then we go back to the total profit. We change this to currency as well. We change this to British pound. And the decimal will be 0. We have nice visual. Repeat the same process for profit percentage and total unit. However, this will be a percentage and this will be without British pound. Next thing we're going to create is our date visuals. In order to create our date visuals, we are going to need our calendar date. Go to modeling, new table, and write this. We're going to create year column, month number column, year month column, and the month name column. So let's come here. This is our calendar. And let's remove this summation. Back to our data view. Click on the column here and change this to don't summarize. This should be all number. And for the month number as well, click on this column and say don't summarize. Let's go back to our visual report view. Let's bring in our format. Let's bring in our view. Click on the view. I want to use button slicer. click on the year. We are going to remove the title as well. Let's click on one of these. So minimize this. Let's go to layout. We're going to change the arrangement to the arrangement should be vertical. Maximum button should be 2. Then space between button, make it 2 as well. So maximum button is 2. Space between button is also 2. Let's go to the colored values and let's make this 10. Let's make the color white. I know we can't see anything, but that's fine. So let's leave that and go to our button. So leave everything under all. Then let's go to fill and make the fill to be, let's choose any color. Let's change this color to our favorite color, and we're going to paste this and click OK. You can click out. Now we can see our text. Now our text is showing. Then let's minimize this. And we're going to make the shape a rectangular shape, rounded shape. Then let's make this just 5. Then let's come down to padding and make it custom. Just leave it the way it is. Then we scroll down and switch up the border. We are done. The only thing left is we just resize this. And let's create visual for others. Before we move on, I want us to edit. When we hover it, I want to change this to a nice color instead of this gray color. So let's go back to our button. Then let's go to state. Under over, let's go to fill and we change the color to this. You can select. Then let's go back to when it is selected. When we select, instead of gray, instead of black, I want it to be our color. We go back to state and change it to selected. Then come to fill and change this to same color. Let's select this, copy and paste. Paste it 3 times. So this will be for our channels. This will be for our month. And this will be for our quarter. So click on day and change this to from year to month name. The only thing we have to change here is the layout. Make the button 12 and let's reshape this. Okay, for this one, click on this and we change this to channels, to segment. Let's remove our year. So click outside this and let's change this from year to segment. Then we go back to our layout. We make this 4. Let's resize this. I think this should be probably 6. So, okay. Lastly, let's do this. Let's remove the year and make this quarter from our data. Then we're going to change the layout to be horizontal and make it 4. Let's make it bigger and reshape nicely. Let's create another table for our segment dimensions. Go to new table and type in this function. I need this to be able to connect my data table together. So this has simply created an segment ID and segment, which is the unique value that we have in our actual data. Let's go to our model view and connect our data. So this is our FAT file, actual data. Budget is also a FAT file, so we can't connect both of them together. That will give us a problem. So what we're going to do is connect both of them together using our dimension. So the similarity between our calendar and our data is the date. So that gives us one-to-many relationship. So what I do is the relationship between budget and segment is a segment ID. We connect this together. That will give us many-to-one relationship, which is still fine. And our relationship, calendar and budget, is still the date. So this will give us a many-to-one relationship. So with this, these data are all connected together. Our metric table is going to be outside of this relationship. So let's go back to our visual. So back to our report view, the next thing we're going to do is to create a column chart. Let's select our net revenue here, and in our data, look for, we're going to we remove the background and the title. Let's remove the grid lines as well. Let's come to our x-axis and make this maximum height to be 15, title off, and let's make this bold. Then let's move to x-axis, title off. Let's turn off the value as well. Then let's look for data label and turn it on. Let's make it bold. Let's look for values and make it bold. You can now resize your column chart. Let's click on the column and make the column green. So we are done with this. Then I'm going to copy this chart do net revenue by segment. Let's go to our visual, get more visuals. We need our radar chart. Then we're going to search for radar. I'm going to use the one from Microsoft Corporation. You can as well use this. I think you can try this. And we are going to add this. Okay, with our radar chart, let's click on this for our radar chart. Select actual revenue, then look for segment. We're going to use this. Let's bring it down here. Okay, so let's do some formatting. Let's remove this title. We don't want the title. Let's make our level in millions, and let's change the color to something a little bit obvious. And for the radar, let's make it this color green. Let's break the name and let's make it 12. So let's remove the background level. That's why. Now for me to do that, I need to calculate the annual revenue, the budget revenue. So let's go to our metric. So we call this measure budget revenue. We're going to simply going to sum up our revenue column in our budget table. We click OK. Now what we need to bring in our month. Then we need the month name. Then we need our actual revenue and our budgeted revenue. I want to make this a line chart. we're going to sort this out real quick. First, let's remove our budget revenue. So let's just do some formatting first with this. Background should be off. Title gone. Well, let's keep the values. Let's off the title. Then for the y-axis, let's keep the title, the values, and remove the titles. For the line, let's make it a smooth line. Let's remove the grid lines. For the y-axis, let's come down to value and make it bold. Let's change the color and let's go to our lines. Let's make it green. Okay, so let's bring in our budget numbers, the actual revenue, and we have this. Then we go to on the y-axis, let's make it, and that will be auto. So go to lines, and let's make the actual, let's make it green, and let's make the other one, which is the budget revenue, let's make it this color. We can make it slash or dotted. Okay, let's leave it this way. Let's remove this type don't legend off. And let's bring in lastly our series label. And we're going to make this series label the value to be bold. Let's create our last chart, and this is going to be our profit distribution. So let's choose a donut chart. Then we pick our actual revenue and we select our product name. Let's drag and reshape. Okay, let's format. Let's turn up our label detail. Remove the title. Let's remove the background. The next thing we're going to do is to change the color for the slicer. Double click on the slicer. Go to slice and go to color. Then we change this. So we pick each of the products and change the color. Let's duplicate this, copy and paste. Let's drag this here and resize this. Double click on the value. You're going to make this to be in millions. Let's replace our legend with a line shapes. Go to insert, go to shapes, pick a line, reshape the line, make it smaller. Let's drag this here, double click on it and go to rotation. Let's make this 90 degrees and resize it. Double click again, go to shape styles, border, and make this a color that match each of these product names. Make the weight a bit bigger. We need a text name. Let's copy this, copy, paste. So I'm going to copy this as well and paste and drag it here and make it smaller. Let's correct a mistake. This should be actual profit, not revenue. So let's remove profit. Let's remove the revenue. It should be actual profit. So I copy the text, then copy this number and make it smaller. I made this 9, while I made this one about 10. So I'm going to copy 3 of this and duplicate 6 times. I'm going to move this sideways. So we have 6 of this now. Let's change each of this bar to match our product names. Spade star, road razor. We have changed the name for our products in the legend to match each one of these. So now we can turn off the product, the legend. So the next thing that we need to do now is to change these values to match each one of the corresponding value for the product. We need to create a metrics for each one of these. So let's create a new table. The first metric we're going to create is for the product, new measures. So we're going to, this is a metric. The first thing we do is to take our actual profit, which is this 56 million, which had already been calculated. Then we're going to use calculate function to filter or drill down to specific product. The first one is city cruiser, which is what we have done here. I will create a new one and use the same metric, just changing the product name at the end. Everything remains the same except the product name, which is what I'm going to keep changing in each one of them. This is for speeder profit. This is for trimester profit. Let's make the switch. We click on this. We remove the actual profit and we click on the corresponding product name. Let's do some formatting. Turn off the, let's resize to 22 to 20. Let's format all of this and make it British pound. Then let's format each of the product metric by clicking on them. Then change this to British pound. Then let's make this 0. And this will reflect here. We do the same for the rest. The first one we do, we're going to change, look for S-terrain. We're going to remove this and bring in our S-terrain. And we are going to do some formatting by removing the label and making this 20, making this 12. And let's remove the label. Let's make this bold. And we do the same for the rest. We have completed this bit of our model, and the next thing for us to do is to compare our actuals with our budget and signify if paint it either green or red to indicate if we are above the budget or under the budget. In order to achieve this, we need to create more metric for the budget. So let's come to our metric table and create a metric for budget profit. So we are simply going to sum up the profit, budget profit column. Press enter. Another metric that we need is the budget unit. We are simply going to sum up the budget unit column as well. Now that we are done with this, we are going to create our variances metric for the 3 KPIs that we are looking at. So let's create a metric, a variance metric table. Go to home, enter data, input 1 here, and then I call this variance metric. Let's create the first metric, and this will be a new measure. On the first measure, we are simply finding the difference between the actual revenue metric and the budget revenue metric divided by the budget revenue metric to get our percentage. So click enter. The second metric is the same, which is a profit variance percentage. The last variance is the unit variance metric, which follow the same pattern for the rest. Let's copy this small text, paste it, then we're going to drag it here and make it a bit smaller. Let's change this from profit metric, then let's click our revenue variance metric. Let's change the text to be 12. And this needs to be in percentage, so click on this, go to your formatting and make it percentage. And we have this. We can make this 0 decimal. Let's leave it at 2 decimal. So I put a text here saying compared to budget. So let's complete this and paste it here as well. We select the numbers as well, then we align at the middle. Okay, so we change the rest to percentages. Now let's select this and change this to profit. We leave this with the profit. And this one we can remove this, but let's leave it this way. And for this one, we change it to unit sold. The next thing we're going to show is if this is above the budget, it's going to be green, and if it is below the budget, it's going to be red. So for us to achieve this, we're going to create a metric color for this. So let's create another table and call this metric color. So I call this color metric. Let's load. Let's create the first metric, the measure. So this is revenue variance color, and the first thing we're doing is to create a variable called RVC. We store our revenue variance percentage that we have in the variance metric. Then we return. So if it is blank, we want something color black. But if it is not, then if our number, which is this revenue variance, is greater than 0, I want you to output a red color to us. But if it's not, then give us green. So if it's greater than 0, give us this green color, but if it is less, then give us the red color. So we're going to create the same color for the rest, just change the name for the variance and change this for the variance as well, for the other KPIs rather. This time around, we have called the product variance percentage color, and everything remain the same except just changing the profit variance metric that we have created to this. This is for the profit variance color, and everything remained the same. So we simply bring in the profit variance metric in the variance metric table that we created. I will click OK. We have done the same for the unit variance color as well. Click OK. Let's implement our metric color. Double click on the value here. Where you say color here, I want you to click on this effects. Then change this to feed value. Look for our data. Then we go to our color metric table. We select revenue variance color and we click OK. And that has changed. So because we have net revenue is above the budget, so we have the green color. We are going to implement the same thing for the profit. So double click, go to FX. Change this to feed value, select color metric, select profit color, and click OK. So this is red because our profit is below the budget. And this is also red because we are below the budget. Let's make some little adjustment to this. Let's make this a dash line. Double click on this and go to lines. Change the line style to dash or dotted. Dotted is fine. I think I prefer dash. To make this less repetitive, let's remove the revenue here. So let's go to our metric table and look for budget revenue. Remove this and let's make this budget. This doesn't affect every other metric that depends on it. Then let's go to actual revenue and remove revenue bit of it. Then we leave it this way, and that will reflect here. Actually, the changes should be for revenue, not profit. So let's remove this. That's okay. And you have actual and budget. This is how you make this awesome dashboard. If you have enjoyed this dashboard, please subscribe to our channel, give us a like, and also if you'd like to buy me a coffee, please click on the link below. This template is available for download. If you would like to download it, please also find the link in the description below. Thank you. If you would like to share this at your workplace, let's say develop a similar dashboard and you want to share at your workplace, the best way to share this is to use publish that you have here. Simply click on publish, and this will go to your workplace and select, and publishing says revenue remake to my Power BI. But you have to have a work email before this can be achieved. And this has successfully been published to Power BI web service. You can go to your self-service and check this yourself. You see this exact Power BI that is there, and you can print it or share with anyone. As you can print it as slides, as PowerPoint, and also you can share with your colleagues. Thank you once again, and I will see you in the next video.